Humanity spent 3 million years evolving hands to shape stone axes. A wild crow in a laboratory once bent a straight wire into a functional hook in less than 10 minutes. If humanity vanished tomorrow, which creature inherits the earth? The answer is not lurking in the deep jungle. It is watching us right now from the top of a street lamp. And what these birds are building in our cities reveals an unsettling truth about who truly owns the future. When scientists search for the next heir to civilization, they usually look toward the ocean or the canopy. The octopus possesses a mind so alien and intricate that it can navigate elaborate mazes and open jars from the inside. Yet every octopus is born an orphan, condemned to live a solitary life and die shortly after laying eggs. They can never build a civilization because they cannot pass their knowledge to the next generation, generations. Simple structures, but their simple structures remain static for hundreds of thousands of years. They lack the cognitive mechanism to refine a tool across generations. Dolphins display a rural range of self-domestication, but lacking nipple bone vegetation are not Russi speculator the Middle Age use peak this nerfism. Then we look at the New Caledonian crow. For decades, researchers believed that manufacturing compound tools combining two separate objects to create a functional device was an exclusive human trait. In 2018, biologists tested crows with hollow wooden tubes and short sticks that were individually too short to reach food. Without any prior training or demonstration, the birds inserted the smaller sticks inside the larger tubes, crafting a lone, long tool to retrieve the reward. In another well-known experiment at Oxford, a crow named Betty spontaneously bent a straight piece of aluminum wire into a hook to retrieve a tiny bucket of meat. To a crow, human civilization is not an unattainable mystery, but an environmental shortcut. They do not need to invent metallurgy when our trash offers preformed synthetic materials ready for immediate modification. Tool creation is impressive, but mental representation is where the true cognitive boundary breaks. For centuries, humans assumed that birds lacked deep thought because they lack a cerebral cortex. But neuroscience has recently discovered that crows pack billions of densely packed neurons into a region called the nidopallium frontoparietal, achieving neuron densities higher than most primates. In 2019, a landmark study revealed that crows can solve meta-tool problems using pure internal simulation. Before making a physical move, a crow looks at a puzzle box, calculates the sequence of steps in its head, and selects the exact tools required for each stage. It uses tool A to unlock tool B and tool B to reach tool C. This is not reflex action. It is abstract, forward planning. They construct an internal map of cause and effect before interacting with the physical world. They project their minds into the future, weighing options before taking physical risks. To a crow, the future is not a mystery. It is a sequence of steps already solved before the first move. Yet a collection of smart individuals does not make a civilization. A civilization requires a shared memory bank and spatial recording. Crows can remember the exact locations of thousands of individual food caches across hundreds of square miles, recalling not just where the food is hidden, but when it will spoil. Furthermore, in 2010, researchers led by John Marsloff at the University of Washington conducted a famous experiment. They wore specific rubber masks while capturing and tagging wild crows on campus. Years later, birds that had never been captured, including young chicks born long after the study ended, actively mobbed and scolded anyone wearing that mask. The information had been transmitted socially across generations. The crows established an intergenerational warning network, recording human faces in their collective memory without a written word. To a crow, human cities are not random concrete structures, but a living database of potential threats and allies. Which of these avian behaviors surprises you most? Let us know in the comments below, and consider subscribing to join our journey through animal psychology. This brings us to the urban landscape. We pave forests, build concrete towers, and believe we are domesticating the planet. But in reality, we are creating the ultimate evolutionary pressures for urban self-domestication. Cities are dense, unpredictable, and hyper-connected environments. Crows living near human settlements have developed larger social networks, lower stress responses to novel objects, and hyper-accelerated problem-solving abilities. In Japan, crows in Sendai learned to drop hard walnuts onto pedestrian crosswalks, letting passing car tires crush the shells. They wait patiently for the traffic signal to turn red before hopping into the street to safely collect their meal. They understand traffic flow better than many human children. They are not merely adapting to our world, they are weaponizing our infrastructure. To a crow, our concrete cities are not an obstacle, they are an upgrade. This is the part that changes the question. We spend centuries looking into deep space for intelligent life, building billion-dollar radio telescopes, and listening for distant signals from alien civilizations across the stars. We hunger for a cosmic peer, expecting extraterrestrial visitors to arrive in silver ships and deliver cosmic wisdom. Yet we completely ignore the non-human intelligence walking among our shadows, gathering on our roofs, and decoding our daily routines. We scan the galaxy for alien voices, while an avian species is quietly inheriting our cities, learning our weaknesses, and constructing a culture on top of our concrete ruins. To a crow, written language is unnecessary when a vocal call carries the same information across an entire city canopy. If human history ends, the next civilization will not begin with fire or iron. It will begin with a black feather, a sharp eye, and a shared memory of a species that thought it owned the world. When we look up at a crow perched on a power line, are we looking at a simple bird, or are we looking at our eventual successors?